Would you settle down with a nice guy or a bad boy?
I would like a mix of both because I would eat him up and swallow him and spit him out if he was too nice.
Why do girls like bad boys?
Because we think we can fix them.
Literally.
I like a good project, a little DIY.
A little DIY action?
Yeah.
Because they break their hearts and girls like the adrenaline rush.
It's because they have that rebel side that like we kind of crave when we're not ready to settle down.
So you like bad boys when you're not ready to settle down?
Right, I agree.
I don't like bad boys. They're fuck boys and fuck bad boys.
So why don't you like nice guys?
You can kind of take advantage of them a little bit, you know what I mean? And I don't like doing that.
Because they're too easy.
What do you mean they're too easy?
They're too easy to get emotionally, you know?
If someone just does whatever I say, or if they like immediately apologize, like they don't fight with me. It's like they're whip. Oh, whatever.
This is getting
you say.
serious.
I don't like that. Put up a fight with me. Show me that you have a sense of self, that you like, are gonna stand for what you believe in. Then I'll respect you.
So you want someone who's like strong, dominant, takes charge, situation.
Yeah.
You really want a guy who's like
He'll be like, sit down. I'll be like, all right.
looking for daddy?
Correct.
Still waiting. You never came home with the milk.
That a lot of women don't like the simple, plain, nice guy. He seems boring. The nice guy complex.
You have to have a bad man or a crap man
Sure, appreciate
to
it.
know what a good man is.
So you're saying you have to kiss the frogs to get to the prince?
Exactly. But
You know-
then there's good men that always come around and we kind of mug them because
Innit?
they're moist. I'm not going to lie, some
Wow.
people are moist. No, because they don't have their own lives. Like, they want to do everything with you. Like,
Is
go
that the
out
case?
with your boys, go and do something.
There are some
yeah,
that
there's
way.
some guys
There
that are
are
just
that some.
moist.
My longest relationship was with a nice guy.
Right.
He's like super nice, too nice.
What does that even mean?
Suffocating, and it was
Right.
just, there wasn't much edge. It was just the same mundane. I needed that for that point in time in my life, and I learned a lot from him.
And now it's time for the bad boys.
No, it's-
Bad boys too.
I've
Bad boys
had
forever.
A couple bad boys, but that's not what I want. You know
We
what I
don't
mean?
want bad boys.
a mixture of both,
It's
you know,
not that.
someone
We
with
just
some
want
edge.
a balance of a man that can actually hold his own
And then hold you down as well.
No, yeah, but not
Literally.
in a way that we don't respect him.
No, I love my man. Bad.
100,000.
No, I love my man. Bad.
A million.
I love my man. Bad. Bad. Bad.
Alright, go.
Bad. He's the best man on earth. It have no man like him. It have no man like him on earth. He is the funniest. He is the smartest. He is the cutest. He is the best man on earth.
Yeah, baby. It's over.
What? What you talking about?
Nah, you don't love me enough. I'm getting a visa and I'm moving out the country.
Oh, that's what you want to do?
You got mad at me for liking pictures on Instagram, and that's what Instagram was created for. I don't have time for this anymore.
Thirsty. I mean, who wants to
Yeah.
be thirsty?
And you want me to chase you, and I pay for everything. It's like chasing a bill. I'll pass.
Real men do. Aren't you
Okay,
a real man?
just so you know.
Aren't you a real man?
Yeah, all your stuff is in the 2 trash bags that you brought it in, so it'll be in the garage.
Funny. You think you're so funny?
It's okay. It's not worth my time anymore. Thank you.
I can probably tell you guys at this point. It's just the fact that I've learned something, and I owe it to myself as a real one to each one teach one. And I've made it so affordable that, it's $20, and I can show you exactly how you can make $20,000, $30,000 per month. You ain't got to take off your clothes. You ain't got to do OnlyFans. You ain't got to subject yourself to BS or whatever. But you can make real money on social media to the point where your children can run it and give them all the money if that's the case. You dig what I'm saying? Just DM the word content. The course is just $20, or you can book a one-on-one call with me where I teach you directly or whatever. It's a little more over here and there, but you can get everything you need for $20. DM # content. I don't know what else to tell you guys, man. Unless you just love that job that you hate, and you want to work 40 hours a week for $40,000 for 40 years to retire broke, this is life-changing information. And if not, hey, keep doing it. I'm not trying to sell you, but it's here for you. That other way.
I interviewed a lot of men that were victims of divorce. And these are men that lost everything in divorce. Wives left, took the kids, took their money. And I found out it was a common pattern. After the second child, a lot of these women stop sleeping with their husbands and get the divorce. Most men live on their wife's terms, not theirs. The people that don't want to get married, oh, I understand it. There's no good reason for a guy to do that in 2024. None. The odds are completely stacked against you. The laws are completely stacked against you. The average marriage, it's not a good experience for most men because they don't get anything out of it. My conclusion is the couples that make it work and figure it out in this mess of an environment, they're there because they love each other. Because there's nothing in this society that's keeping people together. Marriage seems to be going away for the middle class and be something for the upper class, and that's it.
Every day, people walk past each other in the street,
He's single, she's single, both think the other one is attractive, and then they walk straight past each other and neither does anything about it. I know what women do. They go out, they look at a guy once, then they look back at their friends and they say, okay, he knows. Ladies, I'll let you in on a little secret. We don't know. We have no idea. We're terrified that we're going to come over and misread that look and that you are going to annihilate us in front of your friends. And we're going to have to do the walk of shame back to where we came from. We need more than one look. So as a general rule, I want you to look 4 times more than you think you need to.
In my last video, I talked about how there are only 3 kinds of men: a bad man, a good man who's bad for you, and a good man who's good for you. In this video, I want to talk about how to identify a bad man because it's actually very simple. There are only 3 things that make someone a bad man. The first one is the easiest to identify, and the last one is hardest to fake. So let's get into it. My name is Rachel. I teach women discernment so you can stop dating from hope and start choosing with clarity. The first way to identify a bad man is that he doesn't care about your needs. If he doesn't look for, try to understand, or ask about your needs, or if he invalidates or dismisses your needs, that man is a bad man and you can kindly let him go. A good man's response to your needs will always be, I will if I can. So a man automatically not being able to meet your needs is not a bad man. The second way to identify a bad man, he attacks you when you're happy. If a man ever tries to criticize or squash your joy, that is a bad man. If he wants to be the sole source of your happiness, that is a bad man. If he tries to eliminate activities, passions, or people that make you happy, that is a bad man. Good men want to see you happy and want to see you win. This is really something that is observed over time. It's not really something that you're going to be able to see right away. But this third thing, this one is really hard to fake. The third sign of a bad man is that he enjoys the destruction of innocence. And this is not only indicative of bad men, this is indicative of bad people in general. But if someone takes pleasure in the physical, mental, or emotional destruction of innocence, that is a telltale sign of a bad person. They derive power from breaking down others. And that's because healthy people instinctually protect innocence. I'd love to talk more about this. Put any questions or comments you have below.
Women, they're made to do other stuff than to work. There's a lot of ladies that became very independent, very successful on their own because they had very bad relationships and they felt that there's no more good men out there, so they chose their destiny. So if you're working as work just to be by yourself, you're gonna be so sad. You know, money's not gonna buy you that happiness at night when you're laying on the pillow by yourself. Your money ain't gonna hug you as a woman, and vice versa. Your money ain't gonna hug you as a man too. You can't be by yourself. You can't, as a woman or a man, be by yourself. If you wake up, get spooked, and nobody's next to you but yourself, what's your money gonna do as a female or as a man?
So if he's not texting you back or texting you at all, do this. Also, women, if you like this content and you're having trouble dating, join my free community where I teach you how to date the right guy. And also get over on these games guys play. First off, I want you to go buy yourself a gift and I want you to post it on Instagram and say, this is so sweet. And I guarantee you text you back. Actually, don't do that, but stop being so available to guys that barely even know you and not make them work. Stop texting guys first. Stop doing it. Men are meant to hunt. They are meant to pursue. In the early stages, what you can't do is keep giving him your attention. Go out and go do stuff. Go out and have a life and text him whenever you can. If you're texting him right then and there, that gives him the indication that he already has you. That is not what you want to do. You want to create the sense of, okay, I'm a busy woman. I have going on in my life. And you, sir, are not the top priority right now. Even if you like him a lot. Because as soon as they think that they have you, they're going to let go of the gas. You don't have to text right away. Text whenever you can. Because it's going to, in his mind, he's going to think like, okay, what guy is she with? Who is she with? As toxic as this is what dating in 2024 looks like. Stop trying to give everything you have and mirror his actions.
And I really don't know why we keep doing this, but this thing about women weren't really made to work, stop lying. Shut up lying. I don't know where they get that from. Who told you that? Oh, women aren't supposed to work. Who said that? You're supposed to be working. You're supposed to be doing something. You're supposed to be making decisions. Maybe not physical labor, but you're supposed to be doing something. Modern women, what they want to do is they want to sit in the house and rot away. They want to sit in the house and be lazy. And then you wonder how you end up on Hoarders or My 600-Pound Life or whatever that show is called. My 1,000-Pound Life or whatever. Same thing. You wonder how you end up there. Oh, well, I have a trainer to come this. Yeah, but you started off great for the first 3 months, but then you've been canceling that trainer for the last 7 months. And we're still paying for it, by the way. Oh, I just haven't been in the right headspace. Of course. But you've been in the right headspace to run to Target and go to Starbucks and Erewhon and all of these other expensive stores or whatever it might be. I'm going to go for a Target run, or I'm going to go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's to get more groceries. Groceries for what? We waste money on groceries. You don't cook. You don't cook. It's TV dinners for me. What kind of life is that for a man?
70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. So most divorced men have gone through a divorce that they didn't choose. And a lot of them fought very, very hard to save the marriage. And what happens in so many divorces, and like the vast majority of the men that I work with, their wives, it takes anyone a while to get to the place where they can say, I want a divorce, and to be really ready for that decision. And so by the time a woman says, I want a divorce, usually she's gone through something like 2 years of grieving that relationship. And she's come to a point where she's accepted that it's over. But to him, it is brand new. He doesn't have 2 years of grieving behind him. He's just been slapped in the face with it. And he's like, well, let's go to counseling. Right, let's go to couples therapy. Like, how do we work on it? How do I fix this? And so many men, they spend so much money and so much effort trying to fix it when she's already done. And so there's a huge loss of agency. A lot of men feel like they've lost control of their future, of their lives, like they have no say in what's happening in the divorce process. And when it comes to dating, then it creates a lot of trust issues for those men. Is how do I feel safe with a woman again when I know she can just leave and not really give me to him, it feels like she didn't give him a chance to fix it.
Fact is that men and women have to submit to each other for the relationship to work. I know this topic comes up a lot, and oftentimes it's, the woman got to submit to the man and things of that nature. Don't get me wrong, she has to. But I think also as a man, you have to submit to your woman in some instances as well. I think we put such a negative connotation on the word submission, when in reality, all it is delegating. Right? It's just like a CEO of the company. He doesn't make all the decisions. He has a board that helps him make the decisions. Right? So I may not know, let's say I'm the CEO of Apple. I may not know everything about marketing or whatever, but I'm going to hire somebody who's an expert in it. I may not know about, hardware, what type of plastic we should use, what type of glass we should use for the phone, but I'm going to hire a hardware expert to come in there and help me make these decisions, right? It's the same with your woman. Your woman is an expert at something, or she should be. If she isn't, then that's a bigger conversation, right? But she should be strong in something, and whatever she's strong in, then that's what you submit to her doing. If my woman is great at finances and I may not be the best at it, it's okay to let her take the lead in that regard. And that's not saying I just go into it blindly. I just accept the fact, hey, I don't know finances, I'm just let you control everything. No, you should still learn it. If that person's stronger in it, then you let them quarterback that. That doesn't take away from you as a leader. It doesn't take away from you as a man. In fact, it makes you smart. It makes you efficient.
I think moms are worse at that than dads are. I think dads are really good at letting kids suffer, and moms aren't good at letting their kids suffer.
I don't like the word suffer because that sounds bad.
Suffering a little bit is good. Like being a little bit hungry, that's good. So you're not, hear me out. Hear me out though, because it's like if Phoebe's constantly asking for snacks and you're like, here's an apple, here's a candy bar, here's a granola bar, here's a banana, here's a yogurt. Then when it comes to mealtime, she's like, no, I'm good. I'll just ask for ice cream later and you'll give it to me. But it's like, nope, you be hungry so that at dinner time, you're hungry to eat.
Yeah.
Like being hungry is a good thing. having that negative side of emotions is good for them in the long run.
Let's keep it real, y'all. Men are not blindsided by divorce. I don't know why dudes be getting up on here acting like, oh my goodness, they just didn't know he was a good man and she just left him out of... That's some BS, bro. It's been many a times where that woman done says she needs you to step up and you say okay and you don't do it. She tell you to step up again. She tell you to step up again. You say okay, don't do it. Stop lying. You ain't blindsided by nothing. These women be expressing their feelings all the time of what they need for you to do, they concerns, what's going on, and yet you're not being man enough for them. So guess what? You get divorced, she get quiet. Now she not even talking. You know that divorce coming. Men ain't blindsided by it. Can we stop lying? Stop lying. That's why I don't even listen to men and they sob stories. Oh my God, well, I was doing all this and I was doing all that. No, you wasn't, because if you was, she would have never kept telling you that you need to step up. And that's usually what happens, right? She tell you the same thing over and over and over again. You say you're going to make some adjustments. You say you're going to do it. And you let her down every time by not being a man of your goddamn word. So miss me with this nonsense that y'all out here blindsided by divorce. Nah, bro. She gone because you didn't do what you were supposed to do to keep that woman. Which is the case 9 times out of 10. So miss me with this nonsense. Men be blindsided by divorce. Shut up.
If mom's a bad mom, and I'll tell you what the test is for a bad mom, it's really easy. Please, yeah. If you have to go to court to get custody of your kids, she's a bad mom. If she's making you fight to see your kids, she's a bad mom.
I can agree with that.
If you have to go in and get permission from a judge to see your kid on a Wednesday night for pizza,
that's crazy.
She's a bad mom.
That is crazy. I can't understand why some mothers just rob their kids of an opportunity to be with a loving, caring father. I couldn't see myself doing that ever. My kid deserved to have both of his parents, and I'm not going to be selfish because my kid's father has moved on. I couldn't rob my kid of that joy, of that happiness of being around his father.
Find the women that say they like the dad bods. They say that because they can't compete for the high-value man.
Or they're saying it because they don't want to disrespect the sugar daddy.
So there's actually science on this.
Yeah.
And there was a recent study that brought in a bunch of women, 160 women, and they showed them photos of men at varying fitness levels and says to rate them. 160 out of 160 chose the fitter, stronger, more masculine looking man. Of course they did. It is rooted in their biology. So the truth is, when women says they prefer a dad bod,
they're lying.
I don't think they're lying. What they really mean is this. They don't like the idea of being with somebody who's fit and disciplined, who might have the same expectations for them. They really want to just be with somebody who's not going to judge them. And also, they don't want to compete with other women for their man's attention. Women have tried to debate me on this. I'm like, no, I love my husband's dad bod. I'm like, okay, if another man had the same body, would you be attracted to that? And there's a 3 to 4 second awkward pause. Like, no, now that you say it like that.
Right. You love your husband. You don't love his dad bod.
You love your husband. You don't love his dad bod.
The feminist movement is one of the biggest reasons for the marriage rate, the divorce rate these days. Yes, because women have become so masculine. A woman gets in her masculine energy. A lot of times she'll be disrespectful to her husband, and men don't do well with disrespect. You know, there's surveys that say that 80% of men say they would rather be alone and unloved than to be disrespected. And see, the feminist movement has taken it so far over the years to, it's not just equal rights anymore. Now it's men are being diminished and devalued and demoralized. What do we need men for? We don't need men. We can buy our own cars and we can vote. We can make our own money, run our own businesses. We can even have babies without men. And that makes men feel awful. You know, and if a man, when in a dating relationship, if a man doesn't feel he has anything to contribute to that woman's life, he's got to move on down the road.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? I was just watching the video where you denied me, and holy, have you read those comments? And I'll tell you, those comments were on. I mean, that is how I feel inside. I mean, it's not all the time, but you know, I get over it very quickly.
Maybe you should go get a counselor.
I don't need one. I mean, I self-counsel.
Well,
but
this is not why.
My God,
this is not why I was.
I know, but I was
coming
reading
here today. When I was coming here today, is I got a Delaney game, and I have some shelves that I need to have hung in the bedroom, and so I was wondering if you could take care of those while I was gone.
Absolutely. Just give me a list of everything you want me to do. make a list and I'll check them off one by one. As soon as you leave, I'll get on it and I'll just motor through that list. And by the time you get back, you'll be coming home to a different house.
I would love that. That would
Okay,
be
you make the
great.
list and I'll take care of it.
You know, it's the box in the bedroom.
That big giant
The
heavy box?
Big giant heavy box. There's
Absolutely.
2 shelves.
I love big giant heavy boxes.
I was not expecting this follow-up video. I mean, that man is just telling her as it is. And honestly, I think that this man is now like standing on more steady ground where he has a bunch of people that have actually validated his issues with what she was doing. And as he should, he is standing tall and voicing it to her. But her response to hearing his feelings is completely dismissive. And in her next breath, she's asking him to do her a bunch of favors. It is very obvious to me that this is a man that chooses to be happy through any and everything. At the end of this video, he is still smiling and laughing. But this is the trap that a lot of happy-go-lucky men fall into because in the end all, their feelings are dismissed. They're not really heard. What's tough about that is that if their feelings aren't heard on anything, that's not going to result in anything ever really changing. And I would argue that type of person is the one that is most deserving because he's willing to put his own feelings aside in order to keep things happy in the relationship. Which is why it needs to be his woman's priority to make sure that his feelings are being considered.
And I'm glad there was a woman that kind of talked about, she was saying, you know, these model, some of these ladies, they do actually blindside the man because, you know, I don't know what he was talking about. And honestly and truly, I don't know what some of these men are talking about. Oh, well, you wasn't blindsided by the divorce. Actually, I was blindsided by the divorce. Y'all sit up here over and over again and act like these modern women are using their mouths. They're opening their mouths to say something to the man. They're communicating with the man what's actually the issue, what's going wrong. Y'all be acting like women are doing that just left and right, and that's not true. These modern women don't be saying nothing like that. You be walking around whimpering like a hurt dog and not really saying, oh, he didn't come in. He didn't come in here and see what was wrong with me. Probably because he was busy. Probably because he had other stuff to do, and he don't have time to chase you around. Have you ever thought of that? Of course not, because it's always a man's fault.
When women say that they broke up with some dude because he was too nice, they don't literally mean because he was too nice. And sure, he probably was really nice, but that's all he was. And to be a good partner, you gotta be more than just nice, because at the end of the day, most women don't want to be treated like this perfect object. They want to be treated like people. I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. Because there is pressure for men to always be nice, but the pressure comes in the opposite side for women, in the tendency to receive that graciously. And yes, there is pressure to receive it graciously, because at the end of the day, you might not need kindness. Maybe you need something funny. Maybe you need something somber. Maybe being nice all the time just isn't a great strategy. And to men, that doesn't mean stop being nice. It just means be something more than just...
7-figure salary.
Right.
I need him to be at least 5'10". I feel like that's generous. Most men are 5'10" or above. So I need him to be at least 5'10". I need him to be obviously in very good shape. I need him to have a full head of hair. I want him to have an impeccable wardrobe. I want his suits to be tailored. I want him to look good in greens and blues because those are complementary to what I look good in. Absolutely no jewelry. Absolutely no tattoos.
Okay.
Unless the only tattoo that would be acceptable would be a very small tattoo if he were in a secret society. Never been married. No kids. I want to be his first wife. Our children are going to be his only children. No allergies. Has to like animals.
You would think it's a script, bro.
I would prefer that he's a cat person, but if he's a dog person, that's okay.
Somebody making 7 figures, don't do it, your mom. I don't know, bro. Like, bro, she look like paint drying, bro.
Hey, who was going to tell me that only 14 to 15% of men in the US are 6 foot or taller? And girls are out here putting 6 foot as a minimum as a height requirement on dating profiles. No wonder you're not matching with guys. That's a really small population. So I'm 5'7", but I think if you're a girl and you're like 5'9", taller, you get the 6 foot men, and then the rest of us will be fine. So whatever dating profile you're on Cuffed, Hinge, Raya, go on your dating profile and change it. Because I don't know who needs to hear this. There are so many nice guys that aren't 6 foot. We should really that's not the thing we should be looking for, you know?
Women say they want a good man until they actually meet one and realize they're not equipped to handle him. A good man is not convenient. He doesn't bend to accommodate chaos. He doesn't rearrange his values because you're emotional.
Right.
A real good man has discipline, boundaries, and priorities that don't shift based on your mood. And this is where women get confused. When you've never met emotional maturity, you misread everything. You call him cold because he won't tolerate drama. You call him selfish because he protects his peace. You label him detached because he refuses to beg for your approval. But that's not coldness. That is self-respect. A man who knows his worth doesn't move from insecurity. He moves from conviction. Good men don't chase drama. They don't chase chaos. And they sure as don't chase women who weaponize emotion. They build, they lead, they create order. Most women aren't ready for the responsibility that comes with a stable man because stability doesn't feed your need for emotional roller coasters. It doesn't scratch that itch for unpredictable validation. For women raised in dysfunction, peace feels boring until you lose it. A good man requires partnership, respect, and a woman who's emotionally regulated, not reactive, not reckless. Stay solid. Good men don't bend. They build. And the right woman rises to meet him.
Here's how you know modern dating rewards disconnection before it even begins. There's a time and tested quote by Elaine de Botton. So simple, so clear, and honestly, painful. The modern dating scene is a competition in who can care less. It's not dramatic, it's just real. And once you hear it, you start noticing it everywhere. Basically, it means we've created a dating culture where being emotionally detached isn't the problem, it's the strategy. The less you care, the more you win. Ghosting, normal. Breadcrumbing, expected. Vulnerability, more like liability. The moment you're real, you're seen as weak, and that breaks something in you. There are two kinds of people trying to date right now. The ones who hide behind sarcasm, distance, and ego, and the ones who still lead with sincerity, softness, and hope. One gets your attention, the other gets hurt. And if you're the second one, you're probably wondering, well, why am I always the one who feels too much? But it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because you're still doing it right in a world that's gone numb. If you feel out of place in modern dating, maybe that's the clearest sign your heart still works.
Unpopular opinion. Being a man has to be one of the most difficult things in this world because when I hear some of the requests that women have and how they can contradict themselves, I get confused. It's like, I don't need you to be too sensitive, but how dare you not share your feelings and your emotions with me? I need you to be a good leader, but understand that I won't be following you and I won't be listening to you and you can't lead me anywhere. But be a good leader. Be strong and show a level of vulnerability, but not too much because then strength and vulnerability cannot coexist together because now I'm going to think that you're weak. I want you to be truthful and honest, but not too truthful to where you telling me the truth about me and now I got to feel some type of way towards you because you're supposed to be on my side at all points in time.
Come on.
Read my mind, but don't you dare assume that you know what I'm thinking. Meet my needs, even though I'm not going to tell you what my needs are all the time, but I expect for you to just know somehow. Be financially stable, but make sure you have a whole bunch of time, even though it takes time to make money. Now, when you hear some of these requests out loud and you see how they contradict themselves, don't it sound silly? And wouldn't you be just as confused as he is?
Somebody give this woman the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, what's interesting is that between the dichotomy of her statements, it's clear to see how illogical a modern woman's definition of what a real man is. But the irony is that only a real woman would understand the points that she's making. A mature woman would agree with her, while the immature will defend. know the difference.
You check all the boxes. I'm just not looking for anything serious right now.
If we start dating, I'm gonna have to break up with you, and I don't want to hurt you like that. You deserve to be with someone that wants you as bad as you want them. And I don't want you. Why we gotta put a label on it? We cool? I've just been hurt before, and I'm scared to open up again. Man, I just got like word.
It's classic right person, wrong time.
I'm a Sagittarius. We have trouble committing.
Like, you're my wife, I know it.
We're Sagittariuses. Of course we can't commit.
I just can't be with you right now.
I'm in my villain era. It's playoffs in my men's league, and I'm trying to lock in.
Nah, because I just seen what happened to Huda and Chris, and I can't let that happen to us.
Thing is, I know you're the one. My ex just texted me, and I gotta see that through.
There's just so many in LA.
I could really see you being my wife, but not my girlfriend.
When I go to Waterfront every Saturday, it's like a buffet.
I just got out of something serious like a year ago.
And I want bacon, yams, green beans, eggs. I want everything.
You're just not hot enough.
Just a little public service announcement. Men are not afraid to lose their wives or significant others when they're married. They're afraid to lose half of their and their kids. So before you start treating your man like absolute garbage, and before you start doing the things that typical females do after they get married, just know that he will cut you off emotionally, and he will not meet any of your needs when you stop meeting his. It is a relationship for a reason. If you don't meet his needs, he's not going to meet yours. And don't get me wrong, men will try to meet your needs, and he will continue to do all the things that you want him to do. But when you start using Pound Town as leverage and say, okay, here's the goalpost, if you do this, you'll get it, but then every time he gets to the goalpost, you move it back again, he's only going to put up with it for so long, and he's going to stop doing those things that you want him to do, and then he's just going to be on autopilot in the home, going through all of the emotions on autopilot. Wake up in the morning, go to work, come home, pay the bills, and that's it. That's all you're going to get out of that man. And of course, he's not going to leave you again, because he's not afraid to leave you. He's afraid to leave half of his with you that he worked hard for and earned on his own. So please understand, it's not about you. It's about him.
You really can't trust these modern women. It's just up to their feelings. Whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, that's really all it is. It's just however they feel at this point, and they want a man to go along with it. Well, you know, I don't feel like doing anything tonight. Of course not. Of course not. Right? But then when a man gets frustrated and he stops talking to you, oh man, he didn't want to really work it out. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do, and we don't even have to talk about going to, Pound Town, as one lady was putting it. We can talk about things in general. When a man's trying to pursue you, and well, I don't like this restaurant. I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. Or we can talk about when y'all actually finally get to the restaurant, and you're sitting in the restaurant. Oh man, after 3, 4, 5 dates, he don't want to commit to me, and it's his fault. It's his fault. Well, these are the answers that men give when they don't want to commit. Maybe some of that's his issue and he needs to fix that. But have we ever started to say, hey, maybe the woman is saying something. Maybe the woman is doing something on the date that has the man apprehensive about being with her. Have we ever stopped to look at that and think about that? Of course not, because it's a man's fault.
How much did the ring cost?
$18,000.
You were being judgmental on the rings, Miss Williams?
I just wanted the best of the best. I'm used to the finer things in life, and he knew that since the beginning.
Oh, it's gorgeous. My goodness. When he gave you this ring, Miss Williams, were you pleased with it?
I was. I'm not going to lie. I was super over the moon, and I was really ecstatic about us actually going through with the engagement.
What happened to the engagement?
I called it off.
You called it off?
Yes.
Now, why did you call it off?
One day I was checking the mail and I saw a letter from a fertility clinic. He was donating his sperm for money.
To buy the ring?
To buy the ring.
It just hit me.
I got $400 a week. I would go 2 times a week to the sperm donor, and put $1,000 each paycheck.
You were upset that meant that he had been at the sperm bank
Yes.
And you didn't know about it?
Yes, Your Honor. I feel betrayed. I did deserve to know. I just can't sleep at night knowing that there's a bunch of random potential children running around. Like, that's just, it doesn't fit my lifestyle. I just felt disgusted by the whole donating sperm behind my back.
That is crazy. He wants expensive stuff, and he tried his best. And then she's like, no, you worked hard, but I can't accept this. I don't want to be a part of this.
She shut down Pound Town, and if she wanted to, she would, okay? Why is it that when women have good men that are working 10, 12-hour day shifts, paying all the bills, showing up for their family, doing the emotional support that the wife needs, he's the one that's suffering, being shut off on intimacy and bedroom activities? Let me ask you women, if your man is showing up for the way that you need him to show up, why can't you show up for him the way he wants you to show up for him? Why is there such a double standard? And why is it that it's been such a burden to you to open up bedroom activities? I seriously want to know, because I see a lot of women say, oh, I have great men, but then like they talk about how they don't have at all anymore in their relationship. Like, it's not important to them. But yet their men still want this. And why is it that when he brings it up to you, is that, and your response is that all you ever think about? But you best believe and bet your sweet butt cheeks that if you have a problem and something's not right on your end, that he needs to fix it immediately or there'll be hell to pay. Why is it that men have to jump through hoops and continue to jump through hoops to satisfy you in every aspect of your life? It's like his job to keep you happy, but you can't do the same for him? Make it make sense.
Listen, I work with men all day. I've met some amazing men. And then I still can't seem to figure out what runs through their brains. Like, they don't think, oh, we just met, you should come over. What the f***? Like, I don't know you from Adam. What in your right mind thinks that a woman would feel safe enough to just go to your house or you to come over that you don't know? Just because you find each other attractive? That should be good enough. What happened to courting? No one courts anymore. And it's sad. Because especially when a woman has her together mentally, physically, like emotionally, financially, pays her own bills, does everything on her own, and you're just like, oh yeah, we should sleep together. Like, grow the up. Bring her some flowers. Find out stuff about her, learn her tics, her likes, her dislikes, and just automatically, guys, just think they deserve to get in your pants. For what? You didn't even try. It's been over a year since I've been on a date, but yet these men think that, like, just because they find me attractive and I find them attractive, like, that should be enough. No, you gotta work for this shit, man.
So this guy DM'd me. He said, loyalty test? I said, how old is she? He told me she was 20. I said, bet, what's her at? He sent me her page. I said, got you, is today a good day to do it? He said, yeah, today is good. Just trying to make sure she's solid because hella girls hit me up trying to make sure I'm not wasting my time. I said, got you, and I got to work. His girl had his @ in her bio, so that was already a good start. From the outside looking in, she seemed loyal. She was a private account, so I had to wait for her to accept me. She eventually ended up doing it, but she didn't follow me back. Another good sign. She had like 4 pictures up, so I liked all of those, and then I slid into her DMs real calm. I sent her the eyes emojis. She sent me back a message saying subscribe to her boyfriend's YouTube. I sent back a GIF. Who? I decided to shoot another shot. I said, you get everything you want for Christmas? She said, yes, my wonderful relationship. I said, okay, that's good. I want better for you though. It's 2024. At this point, her page wasn't showing up anymore. I thought my internet was tripping. Then I realized she blocked me. Just to make sure though, I said blocking me is crazy. No response. It was time to show her boyfriend. I knew he would be happy with these test results. I sent the boyfriend the screenshots and said, I think you gotta keep her. He said, I with it, appreciate you. This girl definitely passed. She seemed loyal from the jump in my opinion. I love to see it. That's the type of woman you need. The rest of y'all, stay safe.
Have you ever dated a baddie before? Like, is that your type? Is like a baddie?
Have I dated or is it my type?
I just don't want to be your first baddie. So do you have experience?
She not a baddie.
Why do women like you get your bills paid, and there's some women that work hard and can't find a man?
Like she a baddie, she's a baddie.
I feel like I'm a billionaire. Does that make me a billionaire?
One day you may be.
Okay, but I'm not a billionaire right now. The bank account don't read that, right? So if ain't nobody ever told her she a baddie, how she a baddie?
Somebody may have.
Who?
What's wrong?
Ray Charles.
She's pretty.
Stevie Wonder. Who ever told her that? When if anybody ever came and said, "Ooh, you're a baddie"? Did Natalie Nunn put on baddies? Huh? No, needs nothing. Why do you get your bills paid and she don't get her bills paid?
What makes her not a baddie? Please tell me.
Do baddies have double chins?
Wow.
Case closed.
At this point, I'm starting to think some of y'all just like to be broke. At this point, I'm thinking that y'all love to go to this job that you hate. $20,000 monthly. My content course is only $20 to teach you exactly what I did to make this. $20, $20,000 a month. $20, $20,000 a month. It's not rocket science. Everybody has that. Kids have $20. DM # content or just comment content below right here. Just comment content on this video and I'm going to send you the exact course. Now, if you want more personalized information, we can get on the line directly. But the course is just $20 to make $20,000. Quit that job, click this link, and let's get rich. The ugly money.
Women claim they would like an equal partnership when it comes to household chores, but if you don't do things the exact way they want, at the exact time they want, in the exact order they want, then your wife thinks that you're victimizing her and you deserve pain. I know what you're thinking. Can't I just ask her what she wants done? No, that's the worst possible thing you could do. That creates mental load, and to a woman, that's worse than all other forms of combined. The best way to diffuse these delicate situations with your wife is to tell her that she's not attractive enough or fun enough to be this particular. Tell her that if she doesn't like the way you do things, you have a couple other items she can add to her mental load. She can figure out how to pay the bills without you and find someone else to risk their life to pick up her Facebook Marketplace garbage. Tell your wife you'll find a new place to live and a thinner, less uptight version of her. Then ask her what order she wants that done in. Flex on your mentally unstable wife with Sound Advice merch.
How is it that my way is always wrong and you correct me on how I should communicate? I don't know.
I don't know why your way is always wrong. That's a good question.
Like, if I say, hey, that annoys me, you tell me, hey, that's okay that it annoys me, but you should have said it this way and done it this way.
I feel like that's effective marriage communication.
I feel like it makes no sense. Like, the way I do things is the way I do things.
And it's wrong.
Here this man is very gently trying to reason through with his wife how it is nearly impossible for one person to always be wrong in a relationship. He's trying to work it out with her and all she's willing to do is fight him on it. Let me tell you, that man is obviously a good man that has completely let go of his ego in order to even have this conversation. Because a lot of men, this is exactly why they stop talking about their feelings. They start bottling it up because it's just not worth it.
And I think there was a lady talking about men don't even try. You trying to get all up in my pants, but you're not trying to get to know me. You hadn't brought me any flowers. Ashley, that's because maybe not you, but these modern women aren't requiring flowers and other things from the men that they like. They're not requiring flowers and stuff from the men that got money. They're not. If you look like you can give them connections, I'm going to go ahead and give up what I got going on here. I'm going to go ahead and give up the goods. And you want him to try after you didn't just had it, busted it wide open for everyone? Why would he do that? What's the incentive for him to do that? You're trying to get the man to pay full price, even premium, for something you've been giving away. Oh, you guys need to try a little bit harder. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, but the way you've been acting, it ain't the way you've been acting. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. You're worth it. I'm sorry, it sounds terrible, but it does not seem like you're worth it with the way that you've been acting. There's nothing for me to invest in here.